Namaste and welcome to yet another episode of Unfold, where every voice reveals a layer of self, truth, and possibility. This is your host Shristi, and today we are diving into the world of music, purposefulness, and youth history. So, in our last episodes of Unfold, we dived into the world of entrepreneurship, empowerment, healing, and heritage. And today we are adding some rhythm to that journey of ours. In our studio today, we have a 12-year-old Indo-Canadian singer, songwriter, Arnav Naraharisetti. So, welcome, Arnav. Welcome for joining us. Thank you for joining us today, and welcome to our studio.
Thank you for having me on the show.
So, just a little bit about Arnav. He is not just a singer, he has participated in national level events and also won a lot of competitions. All of this while taking care of his school, his education, his training, and all these events that he attends. So, now let's begin with that, Arnav. How does a 12-year-old do so many things while doing school and while being trained in an art which I'm sure was new to you at some point, right? So how does a 12-year-old do that?
So, prioritizing is very important. I put school before music, and I need to schedule things very often because I'm very busy. My family and my mom, they help me schedule things, and I always need to prioritize which comes first and what's more important.
Okay, so I'm sure, like when you said family helps you, we know that they say that it takes a village to raise a child, and I'm sure it takes a much bigger a village to raise a child like Arnav because his priorities are not just school and education, but also his professional training and then managing his time when he has to attend those events and competitions. So yes, I mean, when do you think your family recognized your talent and then what happened first? Did you say to your family or it happened much before even you could say to them?
So, back when I was 4 years old, I went for a walk with my parents, and on my way back, we came across a garage sale.
Uh-huh.
The garage sale had a Yamaha keyboard, and I really wanted that keyboard. I begged my parents for it. They were reluctant at first because they didn't think I would use the piano. So then I begged them and I cried and I convinced them to buy me the keyboard. So they bought it to for me for $20.
Oh wow.
I took it home and I practiced every single day. I was so dedicated. They were kind enough to put me in classes. And soon later, I just started singing my favorite songs because I just started learning music, and they scouted my ability and my voice. So they started giving me vocal training classes too.
Okay.
And as I slowly started to build my talent and my voice, they started putting me in small like community performances. And I performed. I amazed the audience every time. And then they started thinking, you know what? Maybe you should go for this. Like, as a hobby.
You're made for this.
Yeah. And they put me in competitions. I started training harder, and that's what made me what I am today.
Then it becomes a cycle, right? The more harder you train, the better you get, more you achieve, and then it kind of gets into a loop, right? So that's amazing. Like, so as young as 4. So when we say you're just a kid or you're too small to start something, we know that that's not true. And Arnav right here is an example that age is of no limit when we have our heart in the right place. When I read about you, or when I was trying to do some research on Arnav Naraharisetti, I read somewhere that you are trained in Carnatic music, Hindustani music, Western pop, and also some fusion music, right? So, which is your favorite genre? I know it's like asking a parent which kid is your favorite, but still, I'm sure you have your own favorite genre, right? So, what's your favorite type of music?
So first, I started learning Carnatic. Then I built into Western pop, and then I slowly started building Carnatic into a wider range. So I started learning Hindustani also. Out of all, my favorite has to be Carnatic. I love Carnatic. It's so unique, and I just love the style because I've been learning it for the longest.
So that's kind of your base too, right?
Yeah,
that's
that's
also
my
probably
base.
gives you the versatile approach that you have. So I'm sure, like, because you have been in music for, when you say 4 and now that you're 12, for quite a few years now, is there a personality or a figure who you look up to, or who's your favorite and your inspiration?
I don't have a just one specific person. I look up to multiple people. Some examples are Arjit Singh, Benson Boone, and Bruno Mars.
Okay.
I like Arjit Singh because he has a beautiful voice. He's one of my favorite Indian singers,
I'm
and
sure
I
he's
just love
favorite
his
of
music
many
and
of
his
us.
voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love Benson Boone because he has a wide stage presence and he's very active on stage. I love his songs too. I actually sang one of his songs in a
Okay.
competition. And I also love Bruno Mars because he can dance while singing. That's a talent I'm learning right now.
Amazing.
I've performed a lot of singing and dancing, and he's who I look up to for that.
I'm sure that's a one different category that you need to train yourself on, because when we dance, we tend to go high on our breath, right? We tend to pant, and then trying to balance your singing with that. I mean, amazing! Congratulations on that if you're learning. I also read somewhere that you are multilingual when it comes to singing. I'm not sure if you're that too on speaking, but I have read somewhere that you're multilingual when it comes to speaking. You sing in Telugu, Hindi, English, French. Do you know all of these languages, or you just can sing in these languages?
So, how
Very
I approach this
curious.
question, I sing in 14 different languages, and by sing, I mean sing. I don't exactly speak.
14?
Yeah, 14.
I mean, could you quickly tell? I mean, if you even forget a few, that's
Off
okay.
the
But you
tip of
could,
my
yeah,
head, yeah.
yeah.
I'm singing Telugu, Hindi, Tamil, Malayalam, Sanskrit,
English,
French,
Yeah.
English. Yeah,
Okay, that's seven
there
here
are a lot
already.
actually.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I can't remember off the tip of my tongue.
That's
but-
okay. I mean, this is amazing. So yeah, anything beyond this is beyond amazing. So how many of these languages can you speak? I'm just curious.
Of these languages, fluently, I speak 3,
Okay.
as in French, English, Telugu. Telugu is my mother tongue.
Okay.
English is I speak that because I grew up in Canada, and French I learned that from school in French immersion.
It's amazing. I mean, yet another small inspirational message for our guests, that not just that age is not a limit, even language is not a limit. Like Arnav here, who's 12, sings in 14 different languages, and I'm still processing that. So I mean, kudos to you, and many congratulations, Arnav. And also, now that I read somewhere that you have started writing your own songs, right? So how did that happen, that inspiration to come this early, and how did you find out that you're interested, or what motivated you to?
So I kept listening to songs. I love listening to songs. It's one of my favorite things to do in my free time. I was listening to songs one day when I was like, I really want to make a song. I've heard all these songs and now I just want one for myself.
Okay.
So I asked my parents and they looked into it. They found a talented producer and I wrote a song with the producer, and you can learn actually a lot from producers. They know so much about music and it's so amazing to work with them. So we made the backing track first, and then I put the lyrics into it. I made sure I can connect with the lyrics so I can bring out the color and emotion in the lyrics, and it just became a great song, which I am going to release.
Amazing. I mean, I'm just sitting here listening in awe to this 12-year-old. I think more than just his talent or what he's doing in music, what is really standing out about Arnav here is his humility and the maturity with which he is approaching his art. He's not limiting himself to just singing or one genre of music. He's exploring his writing side. He's exploring learning from the music producers. So I think that tells a lot about human possibilities. And I'm repeating it yet again here, that age definitely is not a limit when we have our dreams set up high. Thank you for setting that inspiration up, Arnav. And if I'm not wrong, your song titles that are coming up are Ni Kosam and Mic Drop Magic, right? So, I mean, do you want to tell, because I can see the spark in your eyes when I say those two names, because I'm sure you're looking forward to it. So do you want to quickly tell our audience about those two songs and your new release? Yeah.
Those songs are very special to me, and so the concepts for both of them, for Mic Drop Magic, starting with that, Mic Drop Magic came from the thrill of being on stage and amazing the audience with my talent and just showing them that I can do this and just presenting myself to the audience. The confidence and the thrill of being on stage was the concept for Mic Drop Magic. It was a long process, but we made it happen, and I'm going to be releasing it maybe by the end of the year.
Okay. Amazing.
And Ni Kosam, it's a concept about nature. The main message is that we have such busy lives, such as mine, and we don't actually get the proper time to enjoy the beautiful nature that was right before our eyes. Mm-hmm. So that's what the song's all about.
To take our time and...
Yeah, to take our time and just relax and enjoy nature.
Okay.
And I'll also be releasing that by the end of the year.
That's, I think, a very, very important message. Like you said, all of our times are so busy, and then we get so lost in the loop of, and then there's never an end unless we intentionally find time to do things that, kind of sparks magic in our heart, right? So, okay. You have performed in multiple stages. I myself have been very lucky to witness a few of them. So, when it comes to performing at stage, if somebody out here watching us is thinking of or is doing it, and if there are some tips that you want to give, like what works for you, maybe before getting on the stage and while on stage, like if you want to quickly give some, nuggets. Yes.
So I would always say rehearse your lyrics under your breath. So before you go up on stage, you have to make sure you know what you're going to do on the stage based on what the stage looks like, the audience, and everything matters when it comes to being on stage. So you have to really analyze what you're going to do up there. You have to make sure that everything is set up right, because the setup is really important for the performance.
Sure. Yes.
You have to rehearse your lyrics under your breath, make sure everything's fine, and then when you get out there, you have to show your confidence and rock it.
Yeah, I think, again, he's put a very, very important message out there, whether it's performing on stage or doing anything for that matter in our life. I think rehearsing, you have to put it in a different word, practicing and knowing what you're going to do, I think is very, very important. So rehearse, rehearse, and rehearse. I think the better your rehearsal, the better your performance there comes out, right? So I think that's a very important thing. A lot of times, we tend to think about what's going to happen so much that we forget to put in the work, and I think putting in the work takes off the most of the stress. So now that you have performed so much, and I mean, probably you have lost count of how many shows you have done or how many competitions you have participated in, won. Does Arnav still feel nervous before his performances, or you have beaten that up?
No,
No, you don't.
No, I don't have stage fright anymore.
No.
I remember my first performance when I was so scared to go up on stage. An audience of approximately 500. I went up on stage. I was a bit nervous at first, but as I got used to the stage and the beautiful lights and the amazing audience I had,
the feedback, right?
Yeah. And I got rid of my nervousness and just lost myself in the music.
So now that you're talking about your first performance, like take us back there. Like how did that? You say you're nervous. So how did Arnav prepare himself to fight that nervousness and still put himself out there and perform while being nervous? Like what did that feel like?
It felt hard. It was really hard performing up there with the stress and the nervousness. It was really hard to overcome. Honestly, the only thing that made me overcome it was the audience. Mm-hmm. I went up there and I just loved the entire thing. I lost myself in the music and didn't care about what they thought about me. I only cared, did I do my best? And that's how I got rid of it.
Thank you so much, Arnav. I think he's again said a very, very important message out here. What I learned from this is, had Arnav not, overcome his fear the first day when he stood on stage, I think probably Arnav would not be here. So there is always a first time in each of our life, whatever we do in life. So it's very important to push ourselves through that fear, through that nervousness, and see ourselves facing that and come out of it like how Arnav did. And I think with every performance, that's gotten better and better. So thank you for being with us so long. We will take a short commercial break and then we'll be back with you at the studio. We have Arnav Naraharisetti, a 12-year-old Indo-Canadian singer and songwriter with us on the stage. Be right back.
अगर आपको दुबई या मिडिल ईस्ट नुमा ज़ेवरात की तलाश है, तो आपको दूर जाने की बिल्कुल जरूरत नहीं। आज ही हमारे मिसिसागा रिजवे स्टोर तशरीफ लाइए। अल करम ज्वेलर्स। हमारे पास सोने के बेहतरीन कंगन, कड़े, झुमके, हार और सोने के सेट्स भी दस्तयाब हैं। शादी हो या मेहंदी या कोई भी फंक्शन, आपकी पसंद के तमाम जेवरात आपको हमारे स्टोर में मौजूद मिलेंगे। आज ही हमारे स्टोर पर तशरीफ लाइए। अल करम ज्वेलर्स, 3465 प्लैटिनम ड्राइव, यूनिट 99, मिसिसागा, या फिर कॉल करें 905-828-0009। अल करम ज्वेलर्स, फरमाइश आपकी, गारंटी हमारी। डिक्सी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स और अप्लायंसेस, जहां आपकी तमाम इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स और अप्लायंसेस की जरूरियात पूरी होंगी। हमारे पास आपको हर टॉप ब्रांड मौजूद मिलेगा, चाहे वो वर्लपूल हो या एलजी, सैमसंग हो या जनरल इलेक्ट्रिक्स। हम इन सब के ऑथराइज्ड डीलर हैं। आइए और हमसे 5 स्टार खिदमत का लुत्फ उठाइए। हम आपको तमाम अप्लायंसेस सबसे बेहतर और सस्ते दामों पर फराहम करेंगे, ये हमारी गारंटी है। विजिट आवर वेबसाइट www.dixieelectronics.ca या फिर हमें कॉल कीजिए 905-625-5900. At Dixie Electronics and Appliances, we sell quality and deliver confidence.
Legal problems don't wait, and neither should you. I'm Rohit Sharma. Whether you are facing criminal charges, buying your first home, or protecting your family, I'm here to help you. When your future is on the line, experience matters. At Rohit Sharma Law, we deliver results with clarity and care.
At Rohit Sharma Law, we specialize in a wide range of legal services, including family law, criminal defense, real estate transactions, immigration matters, civil litigation, and notary public services.
Book a consultation today. Let's take the next step together. You can call us at 416-741-1115 or email us at info@rohitlaw.ca.
Welcome back. We are in our episode of Unfold, where we have Arnav Naraharisetti, a 12-year-old Indo-Canadian singer and songwriter at our studio. Arnav, to me, is not just a performer, but is somebody who's redefining what it means to connect culture with music. So welcome back, Arnav. And I think the little bit of conversation that we have had has been so inspirational for me personally, and I'm sure it is the same for all our audience watching us. If somebody here watching us is, thinking of being in the field where they need to balance so many things out, or probably a young person watching you is getting inspired and wants to do something of their own, could be music, could be anything. What is your suggestion on how to overcome that fear of whether I'm made for this, whether what is going to happen? I'm sure you have a lot of fear of what will happen next. How do you overcome that? If you have to give any suggestion to somebody watching.
I would find what I love in what I do, the thing that I love most about it, and then only focus on that. And I wouldn't care what other people thought of me. I would just care about what I thought about myself. I'd give it my best shot, and that's how I overcome my fear.
Yeah, I think he said it right, that give your best and leave the rest, right? So yes. And I see that, I'm not sure, this question could be very rhetorical or could be a question that you can answer, but I see that at 12, I myself have a 10-year-old almost turning 11, and I kind of know the pulse of people of that age, right? So for a 12-year-old to be so grounded, so humble, so mature, where do you get that from? You don't have to answer it out of modesty. You can be, you can really share with us what has kind of brought that in you.
Oh, first of all, thanks for calling me humble.
Yeah.
And my parents always tell me, they've taught me since I was young, that being down to earth and being humble is what gives you respect from others. And that's really important, especially when you're just out there doing stuff. And my parents have always taught me that ever since I was 5. They've always taught me these things I need to learn, and that's
what works
Yeah.
for you, right? So yeah, I think I have to tell many congratulations and kudos to Arnav's parents. You have really done a great job, but the credit doesn't only go to his parents, it also goes to you, because I think all of our parents try to instill that in the kids, but it's really up to the kids on how much they take and how much they reflect and how much they actually learn from it and live up to it. So I do see a lot of humility, not just humility, you're so grounded and you're so mature in what you're doing. I think that comes also from working with a lot of people from different walks of life, right? So we learn every day. So I think you're setting a very good example. You said that you have grown up in Canada, right? So I just want to ask from the perspective of being a little informative to who's watching us, right? How do you think is the community, or say the infrastructure here, for somebody who wants to grow like how you're doing in the field of creativity, not just music, in the field of any creativity? How well equipped do you think Canada as such is, be in terms of you taking classes, or be in terms of your school sometimes understanding if you have to be out of it, be in terms of your trainings, right? Be in terms of your opportunities. So how do you find that around you here?
Yes, I grew up here. I love Canada. There are many opportunities here. Canada's a really diverse country, so you can find about anything here.
Mm-hmm.
And I take all my classes from here, nothing else. And I'd say for someone like me in the creative field, it's a nice place to start the career.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So anybody there who's thinking, whether this place is well equipped, whether we can grow here, whether everything that we need to grow is available. Arnav here is an example that he takes all of his classes and all of his events are around here at local or national levels. Having, speaking about your performance, again, I'm sure it'll be very difficult for you to pick one, but do you have a favorite performance of yours? Like
Definitely.
yeah, it could be in terms of your performance, it could be in terms of how you felt on stage, how audience react, it could be anything. Do you have a favorite?
Maybe earlier this year,
Mm-hmm.
I got selected for the finals of a provincial contest for
Wow.
singing.
Okay. Ontario?
Yeah,
Okay.
Ontario level.
Mm-hmm.
And I sang Beautiful Things by Benson Boone.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's one of my
it's
favorite
my
number.
signature,
Yes,
yeah.
that's one of my favorite number. Yes.
Yeah, from one of my favorite authors. And I was really happy. I just rocked the stage, impressed the audience, gave that presence, and I won the competition first place.
Wow. Many congratulations. Like, I'm not surprised that you won, but yeah, many, many congratulations. That's so nice to see, somebody who is so confident. I mean, I think there's a very thin line between being confident and not crossing that into, being arrogant. So you balance that out very well. And once again, congratulations on that. Now you're 12, you've achieved so much. I wouldn't say that you've achieved everything because there's a long way for you. You've just begun. But what next? Like, where do you see Arnav, say, in a couple of years? Like, I don't mean to box you by saying, okay, you need to see yourself there, but still, I'm sure you have a plan for yourself. So what's next?
In a few years, I still see myself singing. Music will always be a part of my life. It's really important to me. I love music. I still see myself singing, performing at a lot of shows, winning contests. I'm not okay to take this as a career yet. I may, but I'm still thinking about it.
Decided. Okay.
And my goal for singing, complete goal, is for one of my songs to win the Grammys, and so that I can inspire people.
Many congratulations, good luck, and I wouldn't be surprised if you're able to do that pretty soon. But I think when you said, I'm not sure whether I'll make this career, but I feel somehow, Arnav, so deep down in my heart that you haven't chosen music. The music has chosen you, and I'm sure it'll keep choosing you. So good luck on that. Do you manifest like collaborating with some big names in the music industry? If you do, like, who would that be? I'm sure there could be quite a few, but then if you have to name, one or two.
I really want to collaborate with Benson Boone overall. He has amazing stage presence. I love his music and I love his voice. I really want to collaborate with him because I feel like our styles match, and I would really want to perform with him on stage.
Well, okay. Good luck, and let's manifest this in the studio today, and then just put it out in the universe for it to come back in all positivity. When you said that you don't see yourself taking this professionally, is there something else that you see yourself doing professionally? Is there something else that you've thought Arnav will become tomorrow professionally? Is there another dream of yours?
So in my future, I see myself being a businessman. I'm going to be a businessman and a singer at the same time. So I'm mainly going to be a singer, but I'm going to have my own business to build on my singing, so that I can be famous and I can still have a business, because that was my dream.
And I'm sure with that you can touch so many other lives. And I was about to say when you said business that music in today's day and time is itself a big business, right? So we sure don't want Arnav to leave the industry of music, and all of us here would want to see you doing amazing things in the field of music. So continue to do that, continue to inspire so many out there. And is there something that you want to share from your musical journey, or maybe something about your coming launch, something that you want to tell our audience about, about your launch, or anything that you want to pass a message to our audience? Do you want to say something? Is there anything that you want to share?
So for all those who really want to do something but do not have the courage to, or maybe are thinking about it, I just want to say that never give up, keep trying, do your best, and just go for it. And that's how I got here.
Wow, I think that's a very, very strong message coming from a 12-year-old. You might notice me reiterating the fact that he's 12, and that is because I'm still sinking in the fact that there's a 12-year-old sitting across here with me on the studio and doing so good for himself, being an inspiration to not just other kids around you, but I think you're being an inspiration to all of us who have dreams, but kind of are hesitant to take that leap of faith. I think that's what you did when you said you were nervous and still stepped on that stage. Uh, I think when it comes to music and doing music in different languages, because somebody who I'm also I speak a lot of languages, but then for me, because I understand those languages, I'm very curious to know when you sing in different languages and you cannot speak that or don't understand that, what does it feel like to a singer? Like, do you just go, it's just music for you, or how do you differentiate between that understanding that language and singing those songs that you don't understand? What works? What's the formula?
So, how I approach singing those languages, I, for anything, just I start with the song. I translate to English so I can understand the emotion.
Okay.
Then I learn the proper diction and the pronunciation of the lyrics. I make sure it's perfect. And then I can sing it as a whole and then bring my emotion to it as I feel. And I show everyone that I can do it. It's
all of this while taking care of all the notes and pitch and everything,
Yeah.
right? The rhythm of music. Okay, so when you say you make sure your dictions are correct, so do you have people who know those language working with you, who are your trainers or guides, or like how does that whole process work?
It depends on which language, but for a few I do have teachers who teach diction, and they always make sure that I'm saying the right things, because just a little difference in the word can make a lot of meaning difference.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And especially for a language that we do not understand, we want to be very careful and cautious that we are attaching the right meaning and emotion to it, right? So, because somebody listening to it understands, even though we do not, right? So, I mean, I love the fact that you said you even translated it into English so that you are able to understand the emotion. I think that is something you are taking an extra.
Can I just add on to that?
Extra, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just too curious in my head. Probably, I'm just speaking aloud a lot of my curiosity. Yeah, please add on to that.
So even though I don't completely understand, I catch a few words sometimes, and that's how I learn a bit of the language. So I don't learn it completely, but I kind of learned a bit of the languages through music, like commonly used words in the song. I learned them, and although I don't completely understand it, I don't feel that music has a certain language. I just love music as a whole, and music, even though there are different languages, it's just music to me.
Oh yeah, I'm sure, because I myself listen to a lot of songs from languages that I don't understand. A lot of times it's the music that kind of connects to you beyond words and language. So when you say this, so trying to learn or perform a language or music in piece in a language that you don't know, what's the time frame of a process usually? I know it could be different depending on how difficult or how it is, but usually what's the time frame? How long does that take?
Learning a whole song in a different language?
Yeah, for you, okay, you have to perform a song in a language that you don't know. So what's the how's the time frame of that process?
Maybe about 3 to 4 days, to be honest, for me. I separate it into like different sections. Not that I do it for the entire day, but maybe I take like 2 hours. Every
In my
single day.
head, I was thinking something around 1 month. Yeah, and you're like 3-4 days. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So the first day, I would usually spend my entire time listening to the song. Like I have to listen to it over and over again, so I understand exactly what the song is, so that even though I wouldn't have the pronunciation, I could sing it or hum it if I had to. The next day, I would translate to English and then focus on the emotion, because emotion is really important for a song. So I make sure that I understand it, and then I identify and bring out the emotion in the song. On the third day, I take the diction for it. The diction is really important. It's like one of the most important things, because diction is what gives a song its meaning. I have to make sure not to mess that up, especially when it's a complex language. So diction is very important. I have to do that. That may be one of the things that takes the longest time.
Okay.
And then the last day, or like the last practice, I put it all together, make sure that it's complete as a whole, and I'm bringing color into the song.
Wow, amazing. So we are almost towards the end of the show. So as a last note, are there anybody you want to thank, or is there anything that you want to say, last few words to your audience, or anything that you want to, you wish you could close this interview with?
I really want to take this time to thank and appreciate my parents. I love them so much. I am so fortunate to have a kind, caring, and loving family. Honestly, without them, I don't know where I would have been, but they're the reason I'm here today.
That's amazing. So we would also like to thank Arnav's family, Arnav's parents for, identifying his talent, supporting him, and bringing him to where he is, because you're the reason he is among us, and we all love Arnav. And also thank you to all his teachers and everybody who's been there in his journey, from people who have organized those events he has participated in, audience who have supported him. And I would urge all my viewers here today also to support Arnav, or anybody like him you see around who's pursuing their passion, pursuing their dream. I think a little bit of support from all of us goes a long way in their journey. Thank you so much for being with us. We will again be back with another episode of Unfold. Today's episode, especially very personally, was very, very inspiring from me. This conversation that I held today at the studio, I'm going to take it back with me with the show. Thank you for being with us. And until next episode, this is Unfold, where every voice is a layer and every layer a revelation.